chosen one. This is not a moment to split your attention. I need you fully present right now, not half listening. What comes next requires every ounce of your focus. Because what I discovered about you in the spiritual realms over the past 72 hours left me in absolute silence. Something happened. Something you probably don't even remember, because it came so naturally from who you are. You made a decision recently, a choice that seemed insignificant in the moment. But that choice created ripples through dimensions your physical eyes cannot perceive. Those ripples reached the throne room of heaven itself. Your response to a particular situation didn't just impress the angels watching over you. It caused something extraordinary. It made the divine pause in recognition of something so rare from a human soul that a special council was convened, specifically to discuss your case. If this already resonates with you, subscribe to this channel right now and hit that like button. Because what I am about to reveal about the exact moment that caught heaven's attention is information you cannot afford to miss. The timing of you finding this message is not coincidence. Let me take you behind the veil and show you what happened in the celestial realms when you made that choice. In the spiritual dimensions, countless souls are being monitored at any given moment. Guardian angels document responses, record choices, watch how humans navigate earthly existence. Most human behavior follows predictable patterns. When someone experiences betrayal, they respond with bitterness. When they face injustice, anger becomes their default. When they encounter pain inflicted by others, revenge or cold distance becomes natural. These patterns rarely attract special attention from higher celestial ranks. They are expected, normal human responses. But occasionally, very rarely, a soul demonstrates something so contrary to human nature that it creates a moment of celestial wonder. When angels pause their assignments to observe, when higher authorities take notice, when the fabric of spiritual warfare shifts because of one person's choice, you created one of those moments. It was during a recent situation where you faced something designed to break you. The weight seemed impossible to carry. The pain was real, inflicted by real people or circumstances that genuinely wronged you. You had every reason, every justification to respond with the darkness being directed at you. Everyone would have understood if you had given up, responded with hostility, or protected yourself by becoming hard and closed. But you did something different. Something that shouldn't have been possible given what you were going through. You faced a moment where you had earned the right to be bitter, where anger would have been justified, where resentment was understandable. The offense was real, the wound genuine, the injustice measurable. And in that exact moment, when every fiber of your being wanted to respond with the same energy you received, something deeper within you made a different choice. You chose grace when you had earned the right to choose destruction. It might have been a conversation where you could have said something devastating, but you chose silence or measured words carrying no poison, an opportunity to expose someone's failures, but you protected them anyway. A moment when you could have walked away and no one would have blamed you, but you stayed and kept trying. Or perhaps an internal choice no one else could see. When you were alone with your thoughts, when bitterness knocked at your heart's door with convincing arguments, and you consciously chose to release the offense instead of nurturing it. Maybe it was when you were crying in your car, replaying the hurt, and you felt that pull toward hardening your heart, that whisper saying, never again. Build walls, protect yourself. And instead, you chose to remain soft, to remain open, to remain you. Or it could have been that moment when you had evidence, proof of wrongdoing, and every right to expose it. The screenshots were ready. The receipts were gathered. Justice was one click away, and you chose to delete it all, to let it go, to release the person who hurt you from the prison of your judgment. These moments, chosen one, these are the moments that define legacy in the spiritual realms. Not your accomplishments, not your reputation, not your success, but what you do when you have the power to destroy and choose to build instead. That moment, that exact moment when you chose differently than your pain demanded, that is when heaven noticed. Because what you demonstrated reveals something about your soul that sets you apart. You proved your responses are not controlled by circumstances, that your character is not determined by how others treat you. This is extraordinarily rare. Most humans are reactive beings. Their behavior mirrors their environment. Treat them well, they respond well. Treat them poorly, they respond poorly. But you demonstrated something different. You proved your character is internally anchored, that no external circumstance can force you to become someone you don't want to be. And this is what caught divine attention. Your guardian angel had been watching your situation unfold, documenting your struggles, prayers, tears, and strength. When you made that choice, when you responded with grace instead of justified anger, your guardian angel flagged your case for immediate higher review. Guardian angels handle most situations independently. They only escalate when they observe something exceptional, something indicating a soul operating beyond normal human capacity. Your case was escalated directly to Archangel Michael himself, the commander of heaven's armies, the warrior who defeated Lucifer, the protector of chosen ones throughout history. When the notification reached Michael, he was engaged with cosmic matters, battles in unseen dimensions, strategic operations affecting nations. But when he saw your file flagged, when he read the note attached, he paused everything. Because it said this: this soul demonstrated enemy love protocol, while under active spiritual attack. Enemy love protocol in spiritual warfare dynamics. There is a classification system for human responses to adversity. Most responses fall into predictable categories: revenge, bitterness, withdrawal, depression, self-protection through hardness. But there is a rare category called transcendent response. This protocol was named after the highest teaching ever given to humanity. Love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. Throughout human history, billions have heard these words, millions have believed them, but only a tiny fraction have actually demonstrated them under real pressure, when it cost them something personal, when their pain is screaming for justice, when a human responds to evil with good, answers hatred with love, chooses blessing over curse while being wounded, demonstrates divine character while experiencing attacks of darkness. This response type is so rare, it gets automatically flagged for Archangel review. It indicates a soul operating at a frequency transcending normal human capacity. Think about it. How many people can genuinely bless someone who just betrayed them? How many can pray for someone who is actively trying to destroy them? How many can show kindness to someone who showed them cruelty? The answer is statistically negligible. And yet, you did exactly that. You triggered that flag. You activated that protocol. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you felt something shift in your spiritual journey recently? Because thousands of chosen ones are experiencing this exact awakening right now, and your testimony could encourage someone who needs to hear it. Michael reviewed your entire recent history, every situation, every response, every choice made when you thought no one watched, every internal battle no one else could see, every moment you chose to keep your heart soft when life gave you every reason to become hard. What he discovered made him request something extraordinary: a direct audience with the divine council to discuss your case personally. For him to request a personal audience to discuss one individual is almost unprecedented. It happens perhaps a handful of times per generation across all humanity. Your case warranted it. Michael presented your case as someone demonstrating spiritual maturity, deserving recognition, and strategic positioning. He showed the council the moment of your choice, the internal battle you fought, the grace you chose when you could have chosen destruction. The response was unanimous. Your case was designated priority status, not because you are in danger, but because you have proven capable of handling what is coming. You can be trusted with greater assignments, increased authority, expanded influence. Let me tell you what was decided in that council meeting. And these are not metaphorical blessings. These are actual operational changes in how heaven interacts with you. First, your assignment level has been elevated. You are no longer being prepared for what you thought. Those were training grounds. What is coming is the actual mission, situations requiring exactly the grace under pressure you have demonstrated. You have proven you can. Now you are positioned to do it at scale. This means you will be placed in positions of influence you didn't seek. People will start coming to you for wisdom. Leaders will want your input. You will find yourself in rooms you never planned to be in. Not because you networked your way there, but because your presence is needed there. The very quality that caught heaven's attention, your grace under pressure, is about to become your greatest asset in ways you cannot yet imagine. Second, your access to heavenly resources has been upgraded. Your prayers are moved to priority processing. The guidance you seek is delivered through accelerated channels. Protection you need is assigned from higher ranks. This isn't favoritism. It is heaven's investment in proven vessels. Think of it like this. Before, your prayers went through normal processing. Now, they are flagged for expedited handling. Before, you had standard guardian angel protection. Now, you have specialized forces assigned to you. Before, you received guidance on heaven's regular timeline. Now, you are on the accelerated track. Why? Because you have proven you will not waste what you are given. Third, your visibility in spiritual realms has increased dramatically. Both light and darkness are now aware of who you are at a higher level. Enemy forces receive notification you are operating in enemy love protocol, meaning they cannot use the same tactics because you have proven those don't work on you. Here is what is fascinating. In spiritual warfare, demons operate on patterns. They use what works. When a soul demonstrates immunity to their primary tactics, bitterness, offense, unforgiveness, they are forced to retreat because they have nothing else that is effective. Your designation literally makes you a harder target. The attacks may come, but they will lack the power they once had because you have already proven you will not take the bait. Forces of light have been given new assignments regarding your protection and empowerment. Angels previously assigned elsewhere have been reassigned to support your mission, not because you are more important, but because you have demonstrated you will use support effectively. If this message is touching your spirit and you want to support the mission of bringing these revelations to chosen ones worldwide, consider leaving a super thanks. Your support helps us continue this divine work, and it is a beautiful way to say thank you for the confirmation you are receiving right now. When the council meeting concluded, a personal message was added to your file. This isn't something every soul receives. It is reserved for cases that genuinely impacted celestial observers, cases demonstrating something worth remembering. Let me share it to the chosen one receiving this message. Your response to injustice has been recorded as evidence that human souls can operate at frequencies we designed them for, but rarely see achieved while in physical form. You reminded celestial realms that limitations we observe in humanity are not inherent to design, but result from choices made under pressure. You chose differently, and in choosing differently, you activated dormant potential many carry but few release. Your file has been marked for accelerated development, not because you need correction, but because your progress proves what is possible when a soul aligns with their true nature despite adverse conditions. You are positioned for assignments, matching your demonstrated capacity. These will not feel like punishment or burden. They will feel like homecoming, like you are finally doing what you were created for. The attitude that caught our attention will continue being refined, not through additional suffering, but through expanded opportunity. You will be placed where your presence alone brings peace, because you have become a carrier of the frequency you demonstrated. You have made heaven proud. This is documented fact. Now you know, your attitude caught divine attention. Your response surprised even archangels who have watched humanity for millennia. Your choice has been permanently recorded in celestial archives. And everything in your future has been recalibrated based on what you demonstrated. In coming days and weeks, you will notice shifts confirming this truth. You will experience unusual favor disproportionate to what you did to earn it. You will encounter divine appointments with people carrying exactly what you need when you need it. You will receive insights, solving problems you have wrestled with for months or years. Here is what this looks like practically. You might be struggling with a financial situation, and suddenly, someone mentions an opportunity they thought of you for. Out of nowhere, you might be dealing with a complicated relationship issue, and a random conversation provides the exact perspective that brings clarity. You might be stuck on a creative project, and inspiration hits you in the middle of an ordinary moment with unusual clarity and completeness. These aren't coincidences. This is heaven coordinating resources around someone they have designated as priority status. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time with increasing frequency. Conversations that shouldn't have happened will happen. Doors that were firmly closed will swing open with minimal effort from you. People who can help you will feel inexplicably drawn to reach out. Solutions will appear from nowhere. Locked doors will open. Immovable obstacles will shift. Things that seemed impossible will suddenly become not just possible, but easy. Not because you got better at forcing outcomes, but because heaven is orchestrating on your behalf. But understand this. You are not being blessed for your sake alone. You are being resourced for those your life will touch. The grace you demonstrated isn't just for you. It is meant to flow through you to others. You are going to encounter people facing exactly what you faced, standing at the exact crossroads where you stood, choosing between bitterness and grace. You are positioned to show them it is possible, to demonstrate through example that choosing grace under fire is achievable, not through preaching, but through natural overflow of who you have become. Your presence will carry a frequency activating potential in others. This is why heaven invested such attention in your case, not because you need more blessings, but because your elevation enables elevation of countless others connected to your sphere of influence. Let me tell you about the designation officially recorded in your file. Every soul reaching Archangel level review receives a classification summarizing their core spiritual identity. Your classification is this: demonstrated carrier of divine grace. Demonstrated means proven through action under real conditions, not just potential. Many have potential to carry divine grace. Few demonstrate it when it costs them something. You did. Carrier means someone who doesn't just receive grace for themselves, but transmits it through their presence. You are not a container holding grace. You are a conduit flowing grace. Everywhere you go, everyone you encounter receives some measure of what you carry. Divine grace specifies the exact frequency you operate in. Grace isn't weakness. It is the ability to respond to undeserved pain with undeserved kindness, to meet hatred with love, to answer darkness with light, to choose blessing over curse even when curse is justified. This is the highest frequency of spiritual power available to human souls. The frequency at which miracles operate, at which impossible situations shift, at which stone hearts become flesh, at which trajectories of lives and generations can be altered. You demonstrated this, not in a spiritual high, not in church or worship, but in the trenches of real life under real pressure, with real wounds. That is what makes it authentic. That is what makes it powerful. That is what makes you qualified to carry what is coming. Comment below if you are ready to step into this new level. Write, "I am ready," so we can create a wave of chosen ones, declaring their readiness together. Let's build a community of grace carriers right here. Everything I have shared about celestial realms, about the attention your choice received. None of this is meant to make you prideful. The whole point is you demonstrated the opposite of ego. You chose humility when you could have chosen pride, service when you could have demanded recognition, grace when you earned the right to choose judgment. That is what impressed heaven. Not your strength, but your surrender. Not your power, but your gentleness. Chosen ones receiving the greatest assignments aren't those who think they deserve them. They are those who question whether they are qualified, but say yes anyway. Those who feel inadequate but show up consistently. Your recent choice revealed you are that kind of soul. You didn't respond with grace because you felt strong. You responded with grace despite feeling weak. You didn't choose forgiveness because it was easy. You chose it because something deeper than your pain knew it was right. That is the kind of person heaven can trust with power. You have proven pain will not corrupt you. Offense will not make you bitter. Betrayal will not make you closed. Difficulty will not make you quit. You are being positioned for the very thing you have been preparing for, even unknowingly. Every hard season was training. Every painful choice was strengthening. Every moment you wanted to give up but didn't was building capacity for what is ahead. The road hasn't been easy. You know that. Heaven knows that. But the road was never meant to be easy. It was meant to be transformative. And transformation requires pressure, requires heat, requires situations pushing you beyond what you thought you could handle. You have been pushed, pressed, tested, and you didn't break. You bent, yes, questioned. Absolutely, struggled, without doubt. But you didn't break, and you didn't become something you are not. That is what heaven watched for. Not perfection, but persistence. Not flawless performance, but faithful presence. You passed a test you didn't know you were taking. If you have made it this far in this message, it is because your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. If this revelation has blessed you, if it is confirmed what you have been feeling in your spirit, consider blessing this channel with a super thanks. It is a small way to honor what heaven has shown you today. And keep this message reaching more chosen ones who desperately need to hear it. This is your moment. Not to arrive, but to step into the next level of becoming. The choice you made, the grace you demonstrated, wasn't the end. It was the beginning. The beginning of heaven's full attention on your advancement. The beginning of you walking in authority that matches who you have proven yourself to be. You were meant to find this today. This exact message, this exact moment, because somewhere in your recent journey, you made a choice that changed everything. And heaven wanted you to know that choice was seen, recorded, and rewarded. Walk forward, knowing your attitude impressed God, surprised the archangels, and permanently altered your destiny. Everything coming toward you has been filtered through recognition of who you have proven yourself to be. You are a demonstrated carrier of divine grace. That is not a title you earn through perfection. It is a reality you revealed through your response to imperfection. Own it, walk in it, and watch as heaven confirms it through everything that unfolds from this moment forward. The best is not just coming. The best is already here, unfolding with every step you take in the grace you have chosen to embody. Before you go, do 3 things. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop a like on this video and comment Grace Carrier below to activate this word over your life and let other chosen ones know they are not alone in this journey. Together, we rise.
Chosen ones, listen closely, because this message is urgent, exact, and heaven-sent. This is not random. This is a summons. God has turned his face toward you, and his instruction is simple but weighty. Go home now. Secure your doors, close your windows, and prepare your heart. Something enormous is set to unfold at noon, and it will not leave your life the way it found it. The next 2 noons are not ordinary minutes in a busy day. They are appointed hours, moving with purpose, carrying a holy momentum that was arranged long before you understood why you were being pressed, tested, or stretched. If you are hearing this right now, it's because the Lord drew you in. You are not here by accident. You are here because you're chosen, and chosen ones receive instruction before the shift arrives. Your breakthrough is coming, but it is not coming to a distracted mind and an unguarded spirit. It is coming to the one who obeys. Do not delay. Do not negotiate. Move. Get inside. Lock what must be locked, not out of panic, but out of reverence. You are creating a sanctuary where heaven can meet you without interference. And before we go deeper, do 3 things as an act of agreement and community. Press like, subscribe so this message reaches more chosen ones, and comment 99 as a sign that you are present, attentive, and ready to stand with faith. Not as superstition, not as a ritual to control God, but as a public amen that says, I receive, I align, I obey. Because unity strengthens courage, and courage strengthens obedience. And to every person who sows, supports, or sends a super thanks, may God multiply it back into your life in ways you could not imagine. And remember this, if you are truly chosen, you will stay with this message to the end, because some words are not for entertainment, they are for activation. The miracle at noon is approaching. Are you ready to receive it, or will you let the hour pass like every other hour you wasted surviving? There is a sacred moment drawing near, precisely at noon, a moment unlike any other, where God calls you into a personal breakthrough that is not surface level, but deep and rearranging. This is not just a time on the clock. It is a doorway, a spiritual gateway, an opening where the Lord pulls you away from noise, so He can restore what noise has stolen. Picture yourself standing on the edge of a new chapter where every locked door becomes a shield and every closed window becomes a boundary of peace. This hour is not meant to trap you. It is meant to protect you while something holy is rebuilt within you. Scripture says, when you pray, go into your room and shut the door. Matthew 6:6. That is not merely a private devotion tip. That is a pattern, a principle, a divine strategy. There are encounters God releases when the door is shut and the heart is open. The first noon carries a force you may not be able to explain with words, but you will recognize it. At this noon, Hidden pressures that have clung to you emotionally and spiritually will begin to break. The Lord is not asking you to hide from life. He is commanding you to step aside so He can sever what has been feeding on your peace. Think of it as heaven pressing reset on your inner world, not because you are broken beyond repair, but because you have carried too much for too long. The first noon is where your mind quiets enough to hear what you have been drowning out, where your heart exhales, where your spirit stops bracing for impact and starts receiving again. But understand this clearly, the breakthrough requires your full commitment. This is not casual. This is not if you feel like it. This is obedience. When you retreat to your home and shut out distractions, you create space for transformation to unfold without interruption. And what happens in that space will not be a small emotional lift that fades by nightfall. Many have witnessed remarkable shifts during moments like this, not because the walls were magical, but because the posture was holy. Relationships begin to soften where hardness once ruled. Hope returns where despair had settled. Confusion breaks like fog under rising light. The first noon is your invitation to step out of uncertainty and into purpose, to move from surviving to rebuilding, to stop wandering in circles and begin walking in alignment. Isolation is often misunderstood. People call it loneliness. But divine isolation is not loneliness. It is sanctuary. It is God taking you out of noise so He can put you back together with precision. The command to stay within your home with doors and windows secured is not about fear of the outside world. It is about protection of the inner world. Because not everything that enters your life comes through the front door. Some things enter through attention, through conversation, through scrolling, through endless noise. And when God commands you to shut it down at noon, it is because He is about to speak, and He will not compete with chaos. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91 verse 1. That secret place is not a location on a map. It is a covered life, a guarded spirit, a surrendered mind. Think of your spirit as a battery drained by daily demands, hidden battles, and silent disappointments. When you obey and isolate as instructed, you create an environment to recharge. The noise fades, the pressure loosens, your breathing steadies, and in the quiet, God's presence becomes more than an idea. It becomes a weight, a warmth, a clarity. Restoration is not passive in this hour. It is active. It is heaven reclaiming what stress, betrayal, and fear tried to take. At noon, your spirit becomes sensitive, emotionally exposed, spiritually alert. That is why this hour is so potent for healing. That sensitivity is not weakness. It is readiness. It is the soil finally soft enough for the rain. Do not be surprised if emotions rise. Do not be alarmed if you feel a wave of grief, anger, or trembling. That does not mean something is going wrong. It often means something is leaving. Emotional healing during this sacred time can feel like cleansing water, washing away layers of pain you learned to live with. Some of you have adapted to heaviness so long you forgot what lightness felt like. But God is returning you to yourself and returning you to Him. The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent. Exodus 14:14. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is agreement. Silence is surrender. Silence is space for God to move. Vulnerability is the birthplace of true strength, because strength that never weeps is often pride in disguise. Let the tears come if they come. Let the memories surface if they surface. Let the weight lift as it lifts. When you allow the release, you make room for peace that is not fragile. You make room for understanding that doesn't collapse under pressure. And after the cleansing, clarity follows. The fog begins to lift. The path that felt confusing becomes visible. Decisions become less complicated. Your purpose shines brighter. Your heart feels lighter. And you begin to move with confidence because you are no longer moving by panic, but by alignment. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make straight your paths. Proverbs 3:5-6. Straight paths are born from surrendered hearts. Obedience to divine instruction opens the door to miracles. When God tells you to stay inside at noon with doors secured, it is more than a physical act. It is a spiritual posture. It is you declaring, I choose what God says over what my feelings say. I choose alignment over noise. This moment becomes a sacred reboot, clearing accumulated heaviness, draining bitterness, breaking invisible agreements you made with fear. You may not realize how many times you've silently accepted defeat, how often you told yourself, this is just how life is. But noon is God rewriting that sentence. Noon is God interrupting your resignation. There are blessings in your life right now that remain hidden, waiting for the right hour. The 2 noons you are preparing for are not ordinary hours. They are windows where divine favor and personal breakthrough intersect. This is where the unseen becomes seen, where the delayed becomes delivered. Like a seed buried in soil, growth has been happening beneath the surface. You couldn't see it, but it was strengthening. The first noon targets the personal, your private pain, your emotional wounds, your strained relationships, your inner exhaustion. It is the hour where God reaches in to restore, reconfigure, and repair. And yes, many have experienced shifts in health, finances, family, and peace during seasons of deep obedience. But hear this, the greatest miracle is not always the thing in your hand. Sometimes the greatest miracle is the new heart God forms within you, the new mind that refuses to live in chains. Noon is often overlooked, but spiritually it carries immense power. It is when the sun stands high, when light is strongest, when shadows shrink. It symbolizes exposure, truth, clarity, and spiritually that matters. At this hour, God shines light into corners you avoided. He reveals what was hidden. He strengthens what was weak. It can feel intense because light is intense, but the intensity is not to harm you. It is to heal you. Arise, shine, for your light has come. Isaiah 61. That is not only a verse about celebration, it is a command about timing. There is a time to rise. There is a time to shine. Noon is such a time. To fully embrace the power of noon, your mind and heart must be prepared. This means releasing thoughts that poison you, fears that paralyze you, doubts that keep you double-minded. A clean mind is not denial. It is not pretending everything is fine. A clean mind is clearing the clutter so you can hear God clearly. A clean heart is not perfection. It is freedom from bitterness and endless worry. When your heart is free, God's presence is not a visitor. It is a dwelling. Practical preparation matters. Pray, sit in stillness, write what rises, confess what needs to be released. The goal is not performance. The goal is readiness. Because if you enter the first noon with an unguarded mind, you may feel the moment but fail to carry its fruit. But if you enter prepared, the shift becomes lasting. It sinks roots. It changes the way you live. Isolation can feel daunting, especially when you're asked to separate from the outside world. But this divine isolation at noon is not punishment. It is a journey from vulnerability into empowerment. By locking your doors and closing your windows, you create a sacred boundary where distractions fall away and your spirit can stretch without interruption. Think of it as a forge. Metal isn't strengthened by comfort. It is strengthened by heat and shaping. Noon is spiritual heat. Noon is shaping. And yes, the process can reveal your weaknesses, but only so God can transform them into strength. What begins as solitude turns into power. Many who have walked through divine solitude describe emerging with deeper confidence, sharper purpose, stronger resilience. They don't come out merely feeling better. They come out carrying authority because they met God where noise could not follow. Your journey from isolation to empowerment begins the moment you step inside. Lock every door. Not because you are afraid, but because you are serious. Surrender to the process God has set in motion. And now hear this. If the first noon is about personal healing, the second noon is about elevation, opportunity, and doors opening on a larger scale. The second noon is a gateway where God begins to move you outward, not just inward. It is the hour where closed doors begin to unlock, where paths that looked blocked begin to clear, where favor begins to speak louder than opposition. Behold, I have set before you an open door which no one is able to shut. Revelation 3:8. Some of you have been staring at shut doors for years. The second noon is when the Lord reminds you He is the one who holds keys. This second noon is the dawn of a new season. Opportunities that once felt out of reach become reachable. A career shift, a new calling, restored relationships, financial favor, divine connections, breakthrough ideas, the courage to step into something you kept postponing. This is not fantasy. This is the fruit of alignment. God's timing is perfect, and when you trust Him and obey, movement follows. But understand what makes this moment unique. It is tied to your obedience in the first noon. Healing prepares you to carry what is coming. If God opened doors before healing you, you might walk into new rooms carrying old wounds, and wounds sabotage blessing. So God heals first, then elevates. He restores your foundation, then expands your territory. The second noon is not a moment to watch passively. It is an invitation to seize, to step, to respond. When you remain home with doors secured and heart alert, you position yourself to receive guidance, not vague feelings, but clear direction. This is your chance to break limitations and discover what God planted in you. It will feel like standing at a crossroads under bright light, where every direction becomes visible, where confusion loses power. Choices made in alignment carry weight. They shape destiny, and when you seize the moment, you move from waiting in uncertainty to walking in purpose. There is also a spiritual promotion approaching, an elevation of authority and influence in areas where you have been faithful. The second noon is where that promotion begins to form, often invisibly at first, but unmistakable in its fruit. You are being prepared to lead, to inspire, to impact. This elevation is not just a title, it is an inner strengthening that changes how you speak, how you decide, how you walk into rooms. It is wisdom that doesn't come from opinion, but from presence. It is courage that doesn't come from ego, but from assurance. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. 2 Corinthians 5:17. New creation means new posture, new confidence, new stamina, new language. You will not carry yourself the same after these noons. Your divine destiny is calling, and noon is a key. This is not only about timing, it is about alignment with God's plan. When you lock your doors and enter sacred space at noon, you create conditions where purpose unfolds. You begin to hear what you were too busy to hear. You begin to see what you were too stressed to see. You begin to believe again, not as wishful thinking, but as spiritual certainty. Destiny requires courage and the willingness to let go of what no longer fits. The noons are a crucible, refining you so you can walk boldly into your calling. Some of you have been carrying dead weight, old fear, old shame, old labels, old mistakes. Noon is where those things begin to fall off. Noon is where you realize you were never meant to drag chains into the future. Beneath the surface of ordinary life, forces are always moving. Some push against you, some pull you forward. The two noons are moments where spiritual pressure intensifies. To the unprepared, it can feel unsettling, but to the chosen, to the obedient, it becomes acceleration. Think of currents under a river, unseen but powerful. When you create sacred space at noon, you are not only protected from being swept away by chaos, you're aligned with the current of divine favor. You ride what others resist. You move forward while others panic. You become steady while others shake. And as you hold that posture, breakthroughs begin to ripple through every area of your life. Waiting can feel like the hardest part, especially when you sense that something big is near. But patience is not passive, it is an active spiritual posture. The two noons are a divine invitation to move from waiting in uncertainty to winning with confidence. In the deepest spiritual stories, turning points often came after quiet endurance and obedience. The vision awaits its appointed time. Though it delay, wait for it. Habakkuk 2:3. Waiting is not denial. Waiting is discipline. It is faith refusing to quit. During this waiting, your character strengthens, your spiritual muscles grow, your resilience forms. And that matters, because when the breakthrough arrives, you must be able to hold it. After these two sacred noons, it will be time to celebrate what God has done. Not a shallow celebration, not a loud performance, but a deep recognition. Something shifted, something broke, something opened. This triumph will not be only a moment, but a marker, a milestone, a doorway into a new season. You may feel renewed joy, peace, or a lasting sense of God's nearness. That is reward, not because you earned God's love, but because obedience positions you where blessings can land. And your victory will become testimony, not for ego, but for impact. Because others will be watching how you rose, how you endured, how you obeyed, and how God answered. Faithful waiting is one of the hardest disciplines, yet it unlocks profound results. When you remain obedient during these sacred noons, you plant seeds of victory that will bear fruit. Your breakthrough is not random, it is prepared. God has been working behind the scenes, aligning details you could not see. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. Romans 8:28. That does not mean everything feels good. It means nothing is wasted. Not the delay, not the pain, not the confusion. God can turn it, shape it, redeem it, and use it as a platform for what comes next. Miracles are the tangible evidence of God's intervention. After you honor these noons with obedience, you position yourself to witness outcomes that defy logic. Healing, provision, restored relationships, sudden clarity, unexpected doors, new strength. These miracles often arrive quietly, but their impact is loud. They remind you that nothing is too difficult for the one who holds your life. And when you guard your space and your spirit at noon, you create an atmosphere where miracles can take root. Your faith becomes a magnet, drawing what God has already assigned. And when those miracles begin to show, share them. Not to boast, but to build faith in others. Because your testimony may become someone else's lifeline. Spiritual elevation is a profound shift, a lifting into a higher realm of understanding and purpose. The second noon is a catalyst for that elevation. You begin to think differently. Your words carry more weight. Your choices become cleaner, stronger, wiser. Your influence expands because your identity becomes rooted in truth, not in insecurity. You stop being ruled by fear because you remember who holds you. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. Psalm 121, 7 through 8. Kept lives move differently. Kept lives don't panic at storms the way unkept lives do. Kept lives walk with a quiet authority. Obedience is a gateway to favor. Favor is not luck. Favor is God's hand opening what effort alone could not open. When you obey the command to guard your spirit during these sacred noons, you step into a line of provision God has prepared. The Lord will open to you his good treasury. Deuteronomy 28:12. That treasury is not only financial, it is peace, insight, protection, divine connections, creative ideas, and strength that outlasts pressure. Abundance is not merely having more. Abundance is lacking less of what truly matters, and God is able to restore what was stolen by time, loss, and hardship. I will restore to you the years. Joel 2:25. Some of you are about to receive restoration that feels like time being paid back. Transformation is not passive, it is force. It breaks patterns, it shatters old cycles, it launches you into God-given power. During these noons, fear loosens, confidence roots, gifts awaken, courage rises, relationships improve, because you stop responding from wounded places. Career paths clarify because you stop making decisions from panic. Your spiritual walk deepens because you stop treating God like an emergency contact and begin living in fellowship. This transformation will not be a one-day emotional high. It is a new direction. Spiritual discipline can feel demanding, even lonely, but hidden rewards live on the other side. When you disconnect and lock yourself into sacred solitude, you cultivate maturity, you build endurance, you gain sensitivity, you receive insight. Many people beg for change, but refuse discipline. Many want breakthrough, but avoid obedience. You are not among them. Chosen ones respond, chosen ones move, chosen ones obey, and when you do, barriers break. Internal barriers like doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. External barriers like toxic cycles, financial pressure, and repeated setbacks. God dismantles what has blocked you and gives you strength to walk through what used to intimidate you. So hear this one last time with full clarity. 2 noons are approaching as sacred appointments. The first noon brings personal healing, inner reset, emotional cleansing, spiritual restoration. The second noon brings elevation, open doors, new opportunities, divine promotion, and expanded purpose. You are not being called into fear. You are being called into alignment. Go home, secure your space, prepare your heart, and when the hour comes, do not treat it like a normal moment. Treat it like a holy meeting. Stay ready, stay obedient, stay awake, because what God is about to do will not be small, and it will not be subtle. It will be a shift you can feel, a door you can walk through, a new season you can live. And when it begins, you will know this message was not just words. It was a warning, a covering, and a key. Amen.